For Homelinks 611, we're still using what we've learned about supplementary and complementary angles to help us solve some problems. So the directions say find the unknown angle measures in problems 1 through 6. Do not use a protractor. Up here at the top, we have a couple reminders. A right angle measures 90 degrees and a straight angle measures 180 degrees. If you remember, two angles whose sum equals 90 degrees or a right angle, we call those complementary. And two or more angles whose sum is equal to 180 degrees or a straight angle, we call them supplementary. Okay, so let's see. Number 1, looks like I have complementary angles here because they add up to 90 degrees. So one of my angles measures is 30 degrees. One is labeled with a Y. So I'm going to take the whole angle, 90 degrees, subtract the part I know, 30 degrees, to get the part that I don't know. Or remember, you could always do 30 degrees plus Y is equal to 90 degrees. But I think the subtraction is always a little bit easier. So 90 minus 30, my answer is 60 degrees. Number 2, I have, again, complementary angles that add up to equal 90 degrees. So 90 degrees minus the part I do know, 55 degrees, would be equal to the part I don't, x. So now when I do 90 degrees minus 55 degrees, subtract here, I get 35 degrees. Number 3, another set of complementary angles equal 90 degrees. So 90 degrees minus the part that I know, that's 75 degrees, equals z, the part that I don't know. When I do that subtraction problem, I end up with 15 degrees. Oh, here I have supplementary angles because they add up to a straight line or 180 degrees. So 180 degrees is equal to that angle that I do know, 100 degrees, plus angle B. Okay? Or I could write it 180 degrees minus what I know, the 100 degrees, is equal to B. So therefore B must be equal to 80 degrees, which is an acute angle, so that makes sense. Number 5, another set of supplementary angles, they add up to 180 degrees. So 180 degrees, the measure of this whole thing, minus the part I know, 60 degrees, will give me the part that's left, letter A. When I do that subtraction problem, I'm left with 120 degrees for the measure of angle A. And number 6, it looks like I have quite a few angles put together here. Okay, I have one right here. This has a symbol. It's not labeled, but this symbol tells me it is 90 degrees because it's a right angle. And then I have angle P. Then I have this 70 degree angle. So I know that 90 degrees plus angle P plus that 70 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Or I could do a subtraction problem. 180 minus the 90 degrees, that right angle, plus the 70 degrees, the other part I know, will give me what's left, letter P. So 90 plus 70, when I add those up, I get 160 degrees. So 180 degrees minus these two angles put together leaves me with 20 degrees left for angle P. Alrighty, so now I have to order some fractions from smallest to largest. These fractions have the same numerator. When they have the same numerator, I compare the denominators. The bigger the denominator, the smaller the pieces. So I'm going to start with 7/12, then 7/10, 7/9, and finally my largest, which is 7/8. And number 8. These fractions do not have the same numerator or the same denominator, so I have to figure out a different way to organize them. I'm going to use this LEG, less than half, equal to half, greater than half to start. 5/9. I know that half of 9 would be 4 1/2. So 5/9 is greater than half, 99 hundredths is definitely greater than half. That's almost a whole. 1/4 I know is less than half because half of 4 is 2. And 9/10, that's also almost a whole. So I'll put that in my greater than. So that tells me my smallest fraction must be this 1/4. Now I have to figure out 5/9, 99 hundredths, or 9/10. Well, I know I can add zeros here to get 90 hundredths, so I definitely know that 99 hundredths is bigger than 9/10. Okay? But now I have to figure out which is larger between 5/9 and 99 hundredths and 5/9 and 9/10. So I could cross multiply 5/9 and 9/10. I know 9 times 9 is 81. 10 times 9 is 50. So it looks like 9/10 is bigger. So that if 9/10 is bigger than 5/9 and 99 hundredths is bigger than 9/10, I now have the order. My next would be 5/9, which is really just a little bit over half, so that makes sense. Followed by 9/10, and then 99 100ths.